right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Hawkes, and this is Your Best Life Defined. How's it going today? Did you wake up this morning excited? I did. I kind of woke up this morning excited. There's a lot of things going on in my life right now that I'm really kind of energized about. I know there's a lot of people that look at the future and what's going on as a negative. It's just like this terrible thing. Oh my God. And I look at it in the other light. I look at it in the positive. I look at it from the standpoint of, what can I do with this? What opportunities does this present for me? What kind of choices in my life going forward will actually allow me to even better survive circumstances like this? I mean, it's obvious the weather's going crazy and the world is definitely changing, and who knows what's going to come. But Sandy and I often talk a lot about our future. And it's kind of funny to kind of evaluate, okay, what can we do now? Let's plan here. Let's do this. Because we are planners. We're always looking forward. That's the great thing about being retired. Kind of drove me crazy for a while. I didn't realize how much time I could actually spend thinking about things that I'm inspired by, thinking about changing the world. I think I've been chasing this idea about happiness and what the meaning of happiness is. And in particular, what really used to confuse me is why it is that we all seem to make the same choice. Why do we all have these lives that look exactly the same, give or take, okay? And I just never understood it. I think about midway in my journey to get myself straightened out and to get on a better path, a path to living my best life. I just kept wondering, how is it that everyone chose the same thing? We all have this dream of owning the big house and the car and all this stuff and the nice furniture, and so we can walk around and we can look like everyone else and we can be proud. And what it came down to is the reason that most of us choose that is because that's the standard that's been set for us. That is the base for what success looks like. That's our success standard. All right? Now, if you break that down even further, now think about this, okay? Let's say that there's a guy who loves carpentry, all right? For a guy who loves carpentry and his standard for success is to be a great carpenter, the products that he makes will define that. His skill set will define that, and there'll become a point when he looks at his work and he says, I am successful. Well, in the bigger picture, when you think about it, your parents are the people who actually defined your success, because they demonstrated to you exactly what success looks like. And who would we not want to follow? I mean, why would we want to follow our parents? Why wouldn't we want to follow their lead in how life is lived? I mean, usually that's how we do it, because we're taught by them. And not only that, but we're taught and it's confirmed by everyone else in our lives. I'm the crazy one. Sandy and I are the nuts. I mean, there were people at Sandy's job who said, well, you live in a trailer house. Criticized. It was critical. It wasn't a kind comment. It was a comment meant to imply that there's something wrong with me not being like you. But maybe that's the other way around. Maybe I should be the one saying, oh my God, you live in a house, you don't get to travel anywhere, you don't get to spend time in places you'd love to visit. You have to just, your life is the same. You go day in and day out. You do the same things for 5, 6 days, months, years at a time. Oh my God. Sucks to be you. You can reverse that around. But getting to the question, why does our lives look like they do? Why does everyone seem to choose the same thing? I know we're not the same. I don't like fishing, but I see guys go up and down the Grand River all the time. But yet they have the house, the car, the kids. When you look at everything that you've taken in and everything your parents have taken in, all the information even your grandparents have taken in, for as long as television has been invented, and for as long as the emphasis has been on influencing us to make decisions in our lives, we've been painted this picture. Success is the house, the car, the kids. That's what success is. But what happens when you change the standard for how you define success, the definition of success? See, that's what Sandy and I did. The reason people were appalled at the idea of us giving up our home and getting rid of all that stuff wasn't because it was bad. It was because it defied their standards for success. What are you doing? You can't be successful without that. You can't be successful without a house. You can't rent. Who rents? Poor people rent. Unsuccessful people rent. But that's not actually true. Go to any of these major corporations, construction companies. You know what? They rent their stuff. They rent their equipment. They don't put any more outlay than they have to into the equipment they have simply because they want to save as much cash as possible to do other shit. I've talked about looking inside ourselves. I talked in the early podcasts, and I haven't mentioned it in a while, but the center of everything in our universe is within ourselves. It's within who we are and who we are able or desire to become. It's who we want to become. The struggle you'll face in achieving it, or the struggle most people face in achieving it, is changing the lens so that their definition of success is focused on them, on the message they develop for themselves. That's what's cool about being retired. You know, I spend hours thinking about you, thinking about my message, thinking about my life, and I've said it before. The reason that I enjoy this so much is because it gives me the opportunity to evaluate what I'm about, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. It's not just for you. When I look at this definition for success, I've defined it. Success for me is to wake up every day and contribute to the world. Success for me every day is to wake up every day and own my moments, to stand up and be seen, to be the man in the arena, as Brené Brown says. That's success. To wake up and know I have more things that I love to do than things that I have to do on any given day. That makes sense? I hope it does. I hope it makes sense. And I don't know if you've noticed, I'm trying to slow down. I've been kind of rocking it, going really fast and hard. I felt this need to get it done. You know, it's kind of this thing that's ingrained in me. I don't know if you can pick up on it, but I'm kind of high energy. Little off note. When we talk about defining success, I had a successful day yesterday. A really successful day. Got out, got some things done, shot a couple podcasts, but the end of the day was the river was calm. It was like glass. So about 5 o'clock, I jump on my kayak and I go out there on the river. And I'm not kayaking. You see people paddling like crazy up and down the river, and that's not my style. I actually went to the shoreline. I was about maybe 10 feet off the shore, and I'm just kind of playing, just barely moving. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to sneak up on wildlife. I'm trying to see things I haven't seen. I took a bunch of pictures. I don't know if I'll post them or not, but trying to see things, because in the evening the light gets really pretty here in Michigan. So it's really cool. It's a big event, and it gives me time to get in my head about who I am. When I got back to shore and got my kayak put away, I was feeling as successful as I had been for the whole day. It was the most successful part of my day. Now, did I have other great moments? Sure. It doesn't matter to me what you have with the money you have in the bank or the house you live in. And obviously, in spite of what we've been led to believe, no one cares. People don't spend their time sitting around the kitchen table talking about how great it is that you have that fancy house and that fancy car. So let's get to the point of this. The point I'm making here is, how does it feel to live your life? How does it feel to wake up every day to the life you're living? You can start there. Some people are going to say, oh, it feels good. I love my life. Okay, that's cool. And some people are going to say, if you're honest, it sucks. Sucks to wake up not have enough money. Sucks to wake up not have enough time. Sucks to wake up and not be able to do the things you want to do. But in one instance, both of those people are the same. No matter what side of that spectrum you're on, here's the deal. There's always an option to change your path. Up until the point you die, up until that point when you actually stop existing as far as this is concerned. But there's always the opportunity for you to change that path. And if your life is sucking and you're not getting what you want out of life and you're working your butt off, then maybe you need to redefine success. What are you working for? I did a podcast a while back. It was called Working for the Wrong Things. And I don't know how it came across. I do these podcasts. I send them on their way and I say, farewell. I'm moving forward. It makes no sense for us to wake up dog-ass tired every day, running into life, doing our thing, fighting our fight, and coming home with no prospect of escaping that which sucks. It's kind of like running out and putting your hand in the fire for 8 hours a day and then running home and saying, oh, it burns, and then lying to yourself and saying it doesn't. Go to bed and you run out there, and the next day you put your hand back in the fire for 8 hours, and then there you are. Defining your success is about looking at who you are and asking yourself simple questions like, what do I love to do? What inspires me? And these things, in spite of what I may have given you the impression of, these things are not life-changing choices. These don't have to be life-changing events, because in order for those things to happen, you have to gain momentum towards those things. So in order to do that, you have to see small wins in your life. Like, for instance, Sandy has been walking 6 miles a day. Okay, my wife, she gets up every morning, she works out, she walks 6 miles a day, and that's because that's an accomplishment for her, and it pushes her forward towards her bigger goals. Take those small steps. What thing would you like to see in your life that's not in your life right now? What small thing? Would you like to spend more time with your partner, getting to know them better? Or maybe spend more time with your partner talking about these kind of ideas, talking about how you can take your life in a new direction, how you can redefine your success. And that's how it starts. It starts with a conversation. And it's built around what you love to do. Success for me isn't the same as you. I don't care what anyone thinks of the fact that I live in a trailer house. I do live in a trailer house. And I like it. It's cool. Fire's coming, I hook up and I move. Storms coming, I hook up and I move. COVID goes crazy, I hook up and I move. That's success. I have the ability to move. I have a launch pad that I can use to pursue all those things in my life that inspire me. Are you fishing as much as you want? Then if you're not fishing as much as you want, then maybe you should put that on your list for success. Is your relationship where you want it? You wake up excited and there's just a sense of kindness and there's a sense of ease when you're around the person you love, the person you have committed your life to. That can be your success. That can be the definition of success for you. I guess the sad part is there's some of us who are so ingrained in the things we've been taught in the value systems, and I understand it. We're taught how to live our life from our parents. So in essence, if our decisions changed, like I can't imagine what my father would have said about the fact that we actually moved forward on this idea, liquidated all of our stuff, and headed out on the road. I don't think he would be as excited about it as we are. And it's in part because it's contrary to what he believes, and it's contrary to what he taught us. But the burden we face is we're in a box. Life is a box. And at any given moment, the extent to which you have permeated the world in knowledge and skills sets the boundary for that box. I got holes punched all over the place. I got little peninsulas springing off of my box where I did brokered mortgages, and I was a karate instructor, and I learned how to do digital art, and I was a website designer. I mean, I got so many little holes. I got so many avenues. And add podcaster to the list. And that's all success to me. It's all creativity. It's all creative-based ideas and exploration. It's like discovering the moon for an astronaut, or discovering a planet, or flying to Mars for an astronaut. Pretty cool. So I'll tell you what, here's the deal. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, look at your phone and ask yourself about what you define success. Pick something that you would consider to be successful in your life. Pick anything that if you had accomplished that, if you were able to accomplish it, that your life would be more successful than it is right now. You would feel like a success. And chances are, if you pick the right thing based on energy and who you are, in other words, pick something that makes you go, yeah. Pick something that makes you go, yeah, and gets you excited about the thing you're going to do. No matter what else goes on in your day, once you pick it and you take that action for it, make sure it's good enough that you want to do it again, that you'll schedule it again for tomorrow. And then do it. And just like that, you have changed the direction of your success. You have changed the definition of success. because it doesn't matter. The world doesn't care about you. I know they imply they do, the people in the the commercials for cars and for houses and for all this other fancy crap that they're supposed to define success. They want you to believe it, and that's the image they portray. You know, a good-looking guy driving a truck down the road, and there's people looking at him, pointing, doing whatever they do. Bullshit. Life's too busy for that. Even if you're not on the road to success, you're still working your butt off every day. So keep it in mind. I come to you with this because this is one of the early realities that I faced, was the fact that the only reason my life looks like it did before we changed it is because it was what I was taught. It's what my parents and my grandparents taught me, and it's what I accepted, and more than that, expected my life to look like. And back then, I never imagined I'd be sitting in an RV park on the Grand River in Grand Rapids shooting a podcast and feeling successful about it. And I think I'm successful. This is success to me. Doesn't matter what the world thinks. I define my own success, and you will too when you start looking at yourself. So keep it in mind that today is your opportunity. Every day is another opportunity for you to make it better. And the way you make it better is you pull those lenses, you pull that focus from in the world to yourself, and you ask yourself some tough questions about how happy you are, how much you love your life, what you'd like to see in your life to make it better. And I guarantee if you keep those questions coming and you start finding answers to those questions, your life will definitely get better. So keep that in mind. Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, please do so. I think I have 9 followers now, 9 subscribers. Maybe it's because my videos suck, and I'm not really in it for that. So if you're in it to see a beautiful face and to be entertained, maybe this isn't the place for you. If you're on podcast, be sure to do a like and a share. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.